Joan Crawford's journey from humble beginnings to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood remains one of the most compelling stories in entertainment history. Born in 1906, Crawford overcame a tumultuous childhood marked by instability and hardship. Her rise to fame as one of the silver screen's most luminous stars is a testament to her grit, talent, and determination. From her early days as a dancer on Broadway to stardom in films like Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, The Women, and Mildred Pierce, the latter of which earned her an Academy Award, Crawford's career spanned over 5 decades, leaving an indelible mark on Hollywood. Yet Crawford's life was not without controversy. Her perfectionism, fiery personality, and troubled relationships often made headlines, overshadowing her cinematic triumphs. Despite this, she remains an enduring icon whose legacy continues to captivate audiences through her films and the legendary homes she called her own. These properties, each reflecting a different chapter of her extraordinary life, provide a unique lens through which to explore the life of a Hollywood legend. So join us as we take a journey through Joan Crawford's life, starting with her modest beginnings and culminating in the opulent estates that defined her time in Hollywood. Joan Crawford's story began in the unassuming town of San Antonio, Texas, where she was born into modest circumstances. Her father left the family shortly after her birth, leaving Crawford, her mother, and her brother to fend for themselves. The family's financial struggles took them to Lawton, Oklahoma, and eventually Kansas City, Missouri, where they lived in a laundry where her mother worked. Crawford's transient and often difficult upbringing left a lasting impression on her. She later recounted her childhood as one marked by deprivation, instilling in her a lifelong aversion to disorder and uncleanliness. As a teenager, Crawford attended a boarding school where she worked to pay tuition. Her drive and ambition were evident even then, traits that would propel her to leave her challenging past behind and set her sights on Broadway and eventually Hollywood. When Joan Crawford arrived in Hollywood in the mid-1920s, her accommodations were a far cry from the luxury she would later enjoy. She began her journey at the Hotel Washington in Culver City, a modest establishment where she lived for 6 months. Reflecting on this period, Crawford once said, "I didn't really want to go to sleep at night, and I was anxious to wake up early every morning because every new day held promise." While the hotel has since been renovated and rebranded as the Parley Hotel Culver City, it remains a landmark tied to Crawford's humble beginnings. Crawford's determination and talent quickly caught the attention of MGM executives, and her rise in the film industry was meteoric. Soon, she was trading in her modest quarters for the lavish homes that would come to define her Hollywood story. In 1929, Joan Crawford purchased a sprawling Georgian-style estate in Brentwood, Los Angeles, for $557,000. Nicknamed El Jodu, a playful combination of her name and that of her then-husband Douglas Fairbanks Jr., the property became synonymous with Crawford's glamour and elegance. Despite their divorce in 1933, Crawford retained ownership of the estate and transformed it into a personal sanctuary. The home, which spanned over 11,500 square feet, featured 6 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. Crawford's impeccable taste was evident in every detail, from the lush tropical landscaping that greeted visitors at the entrance to the opulent interiors adorned with green and gold silks and brocades. The estate also boasted a badminton and tennis court, a swimming pool, and a playhouse equipped with a ping-pong table and bar. One of the most memorable moments in Crawford's career took place within the walls of El Jodu. In 1946, bedridden with the flu, Crawford accepted her Academy Award for Mildred Pierce from her bedroom. The image of her smiling in bed, clutching the golden trophy, is an enduring symbol of her resilience and dedication to her craft. El Jodu wasn't just a home, it was a playground for Crawford and her guests. The playhouse, complete with a ping-pong table and bar, offered a space for light-hearted fun, while the home theater provided a venue for private screenings of her films. These features made El Jodu a hub of Hollywood social life during Crawford's heyday. In addition to her Brentwood estate, Crawford owned a luxurious apartment in New York City, located in the exclusive Imperial House building on the Upper East Side. She described it as an East Coast retreat where she could escape the pressures of Hollywood and immerse herself in the bustling energy of Manhattan. She shared the Fifth Avenue penthouse with her husband, Alfred Steele, occupying the top 2 floors of a prestigious building overlooking Central Park. The apartment originally featured 18 rooms, later reimagined into 8 grand spaces with the help of her friend and interior designer William Haynes. Crawford transformed the penthouse into a sanctuary that reflected a unique blend of Hollywood glamour and practicality. Bright colors, expansive windows, and built-in conveniences brought a California-inspired vibrancy to the heart of Manhattan. The centerpiece of the apartment was its free-flowing staircase, punctuated by large green plants and crowned with a skylight. Sunlight flooded the interiors, bouncing off white carpets and pastel furnishings, creating an inviting and luminous atmosphere. Even the office space embraced light and cheerful tones, a departure from the darker, more somber aesthetics common in New York apartments of the era. Crawford's attention to detail extended to every room. The drawing room and bedroom featured raised fireplaces, while a working fountain graced the 2-level master bedroom. Curtains, draperies, and upholstery were handwoven, showcasing Crawford's penchant for bespoke touches. The penthouse also boasted ample storage, with cabinets and hidden compartments to house her extensive collections of silver, china, and accessories. Designer Carlton Varney, who visited the penthouse in the 1960s, noted its meticulous design and its blend of Beverly Hills glamour with Fifth Avenue sophistication. From lemon yellow upholstered furniture to the Spartan cleanliness of every nook and cranny, the space was an embodiment of Crawford's perfectionism. In her later years, Joan Crawford made the difficult decision to downsize, moving from the grand penthouse to a more modest residence in Manhattan's Imperial House. Advised by her accountant to economize, Crawford purchased apartment 22G in late 1968 for approximately $500,000. Ever the meticulous planner, she worked with interior designer Carlton Varney to ensure the space reflected her style and needs. Before the move, many of the larger furniture pieces were auctioned at Sotheby's Park Burnett, marking the beginning of a new chapter. Apartment 22G was spacious yet practical, with 2 large connected living rooms, 3 bedrooms, a maid's room, a dining room, and a kitchen. Notable features included a large entrance hall, 4 bathrooms, and 6 walk-in closets. Crawford was deeply involved in the layout, using masking tape to outline furniture placement. The move itself was memorable. Her custom-made sofa was too large for the building's elevators or stairs and had to be hoisted by crane to the 22nd floor and brought in through the terrace. Once settled, Crawford made the apartment uniquely her own. She replaced bathtubs with shower stalls, installed white plastic laminate on window ledges, and turned the maid's room into a hat and shoe closet. A second bedroom became a dressing room complete with wall-to-wall closets, while the third bedroom was designated for her maid, Mamita. These personal touches reflected Crawford's perfectionism and resourcefulness even in her later years. Joan Crawford's homes, much like her films, tell the story of a woman who rose from adversity to become one of Hollywood's most enduring icons. Each property reflects a different chapter of her life, from her humble beginnings to her reign as one of Tinseltown's brightest stars. Her legacy lives on not just in her cinematic achievements but also in the spaces she called home. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and homes of a true silver screen legend. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating stories of Hollywood's greatest icons.